I know a lot of you guys that watch the channel want to maximize your time with getting better with women, and you don't want to waste a bunch of time working on stuff that you don't need. And so prioritizing what is actually important when it comes to improving your skills with women is going to be super important if you actually want to do that. So what I did is I put together a compilation of all the tier lists where I rank all the different strategies, mistakes you can make, types of improvements you can make to yourself. And I put them into this video so that you don't have to waste any time working on your dating goals for 2026. Enjoy. Yo, what's up guys? So I'm here with my friend Essie today, and we are going to be breaking down and ranking pickup lines that I found on Reddit, ChatGPT, all over the internet. Let's get into it. You excited?
Yes, super excited.
All right, let's fucking go. So we have 22 pickup lines here, and what we're going to do is rank them S tier through F tier. So S tier is going to be an opener that gets her to stop and also builds interest. Like it builds some curiosity or makes her want to stop and talk to you. A tier is going to be anything that just gets her to stop. So like if she would stop and talk to you, but she's not really gonna be more interested because of the opener, like that's what an A tier one would be. B tier is it gets her to stop if you're cute enough. Like that's basically what it is. Like if you look good, then she'll stop, it'll be good, but it's not really like an amazing line. C is it's corny, but it's not creepy. It could work depending on like if you say the right corny pickup line to the right girl and she has the right sense of humor, like she might really like it. But you know, some girls will absolutely hate it and run away. And F tier would be super try hard, never use it, super awful, really creepy. So let's get into it. The first one is you have a very unique look and I wanted to meet you.
I would like this one. I would stop.
Okay.
And
it would build interest?
Yeah, it would build interest,
S tier?
yeah.
Okay. Actually.
Because I would be curious what is unique about me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I think that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with this line is like anytime you can use like curiosity for like anything, it just like gets people to stop. Like people want to know like what you're talking about. So yeah, I feel like I actually definitely agree. I think this is S tier. Very good opener. Especially if you like do it in the right way. You have to be like charming.
Yeah,
and like
exactly,
have a good delivery. Yeah. Like a lot of this stuff, it's gonna be like it could be like B tier or even A tier if you do it right. But for the most part, like a lot of you guys probably not going to deliver it in the right way. Like, I don't even think I could deliver a lot of these in a way that made me come off good. So, yeah, I would not recommend the ones that we put in like C and F tier. So the next one that we have is, this one's really bad actually. You don't seem like the type of person who lets strangers talk to them. Am I wrong?
C, yeah, it would be like a C.
Why don't you think it's creepy?
If you're cute enough, it could work.
Okay.
That one's pretty bad. I think that if they're not like super cute, I would just be like, keep walking, because it just looks like it just sounds like they're gonna put me in a van.
Yeah. No, it's like it's too planned.
You actually, yeah, move it to F. It's creepy. Yeah.
No, it is super creepy.
It's creepy.
Yeah. No, I agree. I was gonna say like I would put it in F tier because it's just like it sounds like there's a big difference between like both of these lines that we've talked about so far. Like one, they're both like making some sort of like assumption or like read about the person, but one is like sounds really prepared and sounds like you think you're doing something like really sick and you're just not, and the other one is just like more genuine and like more engaging. So yeah, I agree. I think this is super weird. All right, next one is, do you believe in love at first sight or should I walk by again?
It would be B.
Yeah.
If they're cute, it'll work. If they're not, absolutely not. Or if they're not exactly my type, no. I'm just gonna be like, I have a boyfriend.
No,
keep
I
walking.
agree. Yeah, I think that's the ideal like B tier one. Like I could see myself like these types of lines. They're not super corny. They're like a little cheesy, but if you like deliver them the right way and they're your own sense of humor, like one thing I'll tell guys to do is like use lines or like say things that like boost your own mood. So like if you think this is hilarious, then like you probably should use it. Like there's no reason not to use it, just because like if you think it's funny, then you're gonna come off a lot better. But if you're using it because you saw it in a YouTube video or you saw it on Reddit or whatever, it's really fucking bad. This one would be followed up by something after, but like someone come up to you and be like, hey, excuse me, I'm curious about something.
I would stop.
Yeah.
I'd stop.
I think A. Yeah. Next we have, you look like you were about to have the most boring day until I showed up.
Okay, this would be like corny but not creepy.
Okay.
It's like it comes off as a little rude.
Yeah.
But it's not completely off-putting. It's just
I think it's not as bad as like you don't seem like the type of person to talk to strangers. Am I wrong? That's like, yeah, that's like a pedophile talking to a child.
Yes.
Like, that's something literally a pedophile would say if he had candy in his van. Yeah, I think C tier is good for that because it's like, it's cocky and like, I'll tell guys, I think being cocky is like a good idea, but it's cocky in a way that seems like really like planned and like you're like, you thought of it beforehand. And so it doesn't feel like genuinely like you're cocky. Like when I act cocky and it's done in like a charming way, it's because I'm like actually kind of cocky about that thing and like kind of full of myself, but I'm like self-aware about it. This just comes off like, you know, you're not really this shit and you're like trying to sound more confident than you actually are. Excuse me, I thought you were cute and I wanted to meet you.
Yeah, this one's, I would put this S. Gets her to
S?
stop and builds interest. This is a pretty good opener.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I would put it like bottom of S just because there are other things like you have a very unique look and like that kind of thing. But obviously like delivery is going to be super important with that. Like if I come up to you and I'm like super nervous, I'm like, hey, excuse me, I thought you were cute. I want to meet you. Like that's super weird. But if you can do it in like a really confident way and you come off assertive and you have like very like masculine type of vibe when you open, like it can be really good. So I think that's great. Do you like pineapple on pizza? This would just be like in general, like someone asks you for their opinion on something.
If they just come up to me and say that,
I guess we can talk about both. There'd be like a guy that just goes up to girls and asks if you like pineapple on pizza, and then there would be like a better way to deliver it. I want to get your opinion on both, I guess.
I guess if they're just coming up, I would rate it as A. I would stop.
Okay.
There's some curiosity there.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, I think A is good for that. One thing you can actually do to make it S tier, in my opinion, is if you open in a way that's like, hey, excuse me, I have such a random fucking question for you. Do you like pineapple on pizza? Like that curiosity or like that lead up and having some sort of like pause beforehand, I think makes it come off like a lot more charming. Whereas like if you go up to a girl and you're like, hey, excuse me, do you like pineapple on pizza? It like can be kind of random and like quirky or whatever. And she might be like, oh, this is kind of fun, but it's not going to be as good. But I think as it's written here, yeah, A is probably the way to go. All right. I thought I'd come hit on you.
I would put it at B.
Okay.
If you're cute, I'd stop. I'd talk. But if not, no, it wouldn't work. It's just not giving much.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I think the only way that you can make this better is by giving, if you have like a super nonchalant and kind of jokey delivery about it. So like, imagine somebody coming up and asking if they can like borrow a chair. If you have that like kind of same vibe when you go up. Like, hey, so, you know, I thought I'd come hit on you. Like, I think that can be like maybe a little better because it's kind of like, oh shit, like I thought he was gonna like ask me for something, but he's actually just hitting on me. Kind of is funny, but yeah, I agree. B tier is probably where I put it. Maybe like low A if you do it really well. You have a fun vibe. Are you always like this or just today?
I would put S. This one's a good one. Again, it's
Okay.
like you're complimenting them. It's kind of like, I'll be curious. Oh, what about me looks fun?
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. I would probably put it in A, but I see why you're putting it in S. Because, like, the thing is, you have, like, a fun vibe. Like, that's something I would say to a girl that has your type of vibe. If I went up to, like, another girl, I feel like it wouldn't land as well just because, like, I don't know. I feel like you would really resonate or, like, you would really enjoy getting called fun.
Right.
Like, oh, I'm fun? You like, love getting called fun. Like, for sure. But I think, like, my immediate thought was, like, hearing, like, a Redditor say that. It just sounds like you have a fun vibe. Are you always like this, or is it just today? Like, just kind of like a weird kind of like I'm trying to like get you to react a certain way.
Hips,
yeah, like super weird, but that's interesting. Yeah, I might try that. Okay, I just wanted to stop you real quick. Your style is too good not to say something.
This one's S for sure.
Yeah,
great. That one's great.
I think that's really good. Obviously, I have the good delivery, but I think it's great. I just wanted to say you're the most attractive woman here.
They're probably lying. They say that all the time, but S.
S?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like I would put this in B. Not because it's like bad. I think it could be A if you deliver it really well.
Right.
But I think the reason is because, like, if a guy that's like average looking came up to you and you weren't really feeling it,
Right. It could be like desperate.
you would be like, oh, I have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
immediately.
true.
Like, this one, I think if you have really good delivery and maybe, especially like, I feel like if you did this at a party where everybody knows each other and you haven't seen this girl before and you're already
Okay,
talking to people
yeah.
and like you have like some kind of social capital in the party, I think this would actually be really good. But like randomly at like a bar, unless she is like part of your group or something, I feel like this is like B for me. But we'll leave it at S. Ultimately, it's your opinion. All right. Where would you be right now if you could be anywhere in the world?
That one's good. I would put it at S. Yeah.
Okay.
It's opening up a question. There's interest in the girl.
Yeah. I think this is a really good question to ask a couple sentences in. The reason I'm not like a huge fan of it is because I think it's like too hard of a question to answer. Because like, imagine someone comes up to you and you're like, oh, I don't know. Then you're like sitting there thinking about like where you want to be, and there's like everywhere you could be, and you're like, what the fuck? So I feel like it could be like if the girl has an answer like prepped and she's like good to go, then I think that could be, I think it could be really good.
Yeah, if they're just walking by quickly, that's a big question to answer.
Yeah. Like, yes, honestly, kind of same thing. Like S tier at like a party or like even at a bar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, I've been asking people all night, like, where would you be if you could be anywhere in the world right now? Like, that would be a really good question. But like during the day, I wouldn't use this. Like if you're like walking down the street, hey, excuse me, if you could be anywhere in the world right now, where would you want to go? And she's like, bro, I'm trying to go to Pilates.
Yeah,
right
exactly.
What are you doing?
Yeah, delivery is important.
Oh, okay. So the context for this one, hey guys, sorry I'm late, is like a guy comes up and like you're sitting at a table, either like at a coffee shop or like with your friends, and he like sits down and like acts like he's like late for meeting up with you guys.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna put this as C.
Okay.
It could work. It could be come off as funny, but I could see it going really wrong, especially if it's a group of girls who are all not into you. It would just be like you're interrupting. Yeah.
If you haven't like approached a lot and you're not good at like getting people to like you kind of right away, which is like having a good vibe, this one's gonna come off like you're like intruding, and I don't think it's gonna be great. Okay, this is like a classic pickup artist opener. Okay. Hey, I saw you from across the street, and I knew I'd be kicking myself if I didn't come over and say hi to you.
This one has worked on me so many times, so I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, I would put it as S. It's direct. Again, if they're not that cute, I could see it being not a good pickup line, but...
Yeah, I feel like a good compromise is like, I would put it at A, I think.
Yeah.
Because like, it's good, but then it's also like, every single guy that's watched any video on like how to talk to girls has seen this exact line.
Yeah,
and it's definitely
common.
been used a lot. And so it's like, and like the thing is, it's honest, because it's not even like a fake line. Like that's generally like, if a guy sees a cute, like if I see a cute girl and like I want to talk to her and I don't talk to her, I'm kicking myself about it. I'm like, fuck, I should have talked to her. But it's like, it also, there's a lot of other things. Like obviously there's a lot of other things. Like you have a fun vibe. You have a very unique look, wanted to meet you, I love your style, like that kind of thing. There's a lot of better things that you could say that like fit pretty much any situation. Okay.
I agree.
This one's crazy. Hey, you're almost as cute as me. What's your name?
I would put it at C.
C. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's like, it's not super creepy.
Yeah, it's not creepy.
Just,
it's not.
But like you would definitely, if a guy said that to you, you would definitely give him a bunch of shit. Right away.
Yeah, it can be teasing. Again, I think it's if you just that's the first thing you say, and then it's followed by something more lighthearted, it could work. But if you just say that and then you're just waiting for them to respond, they're gonna be like, okay.
Hey, you look like trouble.
I would put B.
Okay.
This would be B tier for me. For sure.
I feel like this is very delivery dependent. If you got like James Bond looking motherfucker, like just super like, oh, he's so brooding and mysterious, like this would work really well. But if you're like Pranjit Patel and you're like 5'6" and you're going up to a girl being like, hey, you look like trouble, Like that's not gonna it's not gonna hit. And like most of my I feel like 30 or 40% of my audience is like Indian or like Middle Eastern or something. So like I think it's very important to understand like there's certain stuff that like if you have, especially like if you have certain stereotypes, like Asian guys get this a lot too. Like if you have certain stereotypes, then you need to not let it keep you from taking action, but like keep it in mind for like, okay, I want to make sure that you kind of want to overcompensate. So instead of like, hey, you look like trouble, like how like some, fucking jacked 6'4" Giga Chad, would talk to a girl. Like think of some ways to like get into the interaction in a way that is like higher success rate, I feel like. Because this is very delivery dependent for sure. Okay. I love this one. So I'm curious what you think. I would say hi, but I'm too shy and bashful. Obviously it's like super delivery dependent. So like and there's actually another one in here that is similar to this that I've used a lot and like works really well. But like you have to obviously not be shy. Yeah, because you're coming up. Yeah, you have to saying this, and you have to act like you're not shy too. You have to be like, "Hey, excuse me. Honestly, I would say hi to you. I'm too shy right now. I can't do it." Like I feel like that would be funny. That would work well. But yeah, you cannot do this if you're not actually confident. Yeah, you have to say it in a fun, like a opposite way, so it's funny. I would put it could be S. Yeah, you're just doing that to make me happy. I like it could. I mean, if they again with delivery, I could laugh. Yeah. If they actually are shy, then I'd be like, oh. For sure. Yeah. I mean, if you do this and you're actually nervous, like this is F tier, awful, don't do it. Terrible. Okay, so this is the one that I've used a lot. So I have a rule where if a girl makes me nervous, I have to talk to her. So like I'll go up and I'll be like, hey, excuse me. So I have this rule where if I see a girl and she makes me nervous, I have to come talk to her. Yeah, that would work. And like, it works like super well, I feel like. That would work. It's not intimidating when they come up to you. Yeah. It's open. Yeah. And also the fact that like, one thing is that like the fact that you're saying you're nervous, you can actually get away with being a lot more bold and like a lot more assertive. So like, if I come up to you on the street and I'm like, hey, I thought you were cute. What's your name? And I like, am like piercing eye contact, like I'm like squaring up to you and shit. Like that might feel really intimidating, but if I do all those same things, like squaring up, like really big body language, and like I come off really assertive, but I'm saying I'm nervous with my words, it feels way less weird. Like it feels way less like intimidating. And it's kind of that like, I guess like texture, or like it's like dichotomy, but not. I don't know, big words. All right. Like that. All good. No worries. I would, S. That would work. Yeah? Yeah, that would work. I mean, I feel like after talking to you about it, I think it's probably just my delivery. Because I actually think it might be a little worse than I would say hi, but I'm too shy and bashful. Like, I feel like that's funnier. I think it would build more interest in this. Like, I think this would get a girl to stop and... Yeah, that one's like sweet, but it's not going to bring a chuckle, you know? Yeah. This one's... this one's more funny and like jokey. Okay, this one's insane. I love the dress. My grandma has the exact same one. Oh, God. This one, I would be cracking up, so I would put it in S. I think it's really funny. I would like this one. Okay. I would not. So this is going to be just like disclaimer. This is very dependent on the girl's sense of humor. Okay. If she's confident and like, because this is like a pickup artist, we'll talk about like negging girls or whatever. This is like a neg kind of, and like I'm not a fan of like negging, because most of the time, if it works, it's more like just teasing, which is what you just do to people in general. And if you're trying to like neg the girl, it's just gonna come off like you're just a fucking asshole. Like you're trying to do it to get a reaction. But yeah, I mean, if you say it as like a joke, then I think if their dress is actually cute, sure. If their dress is not cute, do not say that. Yeah, no, that's actually true. So like, if one joke that you can make, like, this is an example. You could joke with a girl that is like, whatever, 15% body fat, like shredded with abs, about her being fat. That's a funny joke. But any girl that could possibly ever be insecure about her weight, you could never joke about that. Like, you would never make a joke like that. Or if her style is not actually good, then you can't make fun of her style. Or if it's like something she actually could be insecure about, never joke about like that thing. You want to joke. That's what makes jokes funny. Is like they're absurd and they're ridiculous. So, disclaimer on that. Make sure, don't be like, I wouldn't ever say this to a girl that actually had a grandma dress on.
Yes.
Like, that's actually bad.
It's only funny if they know their dress is cute.
Yeah, that's not good. Okay. Hey, so I was thinking we should probably have a conversation before we get married.
That one could work. I'd put it like A.
A?
It's decent.
Yeah. This one I think is like very delivery dependent. It's kind of the same thing as like the too shy and bashful thing. It's like, if you say like, hey, so I was thinking we should have a conversation before we get married, a little weird. But if you're like, hey, sorry to bother you. I just, I've just been doing some thinking, and I think like we probably should have a conversation before we get married.
Exactly. There you go. That would be.
That's funny. Yeah. That's good. But like, yeah, you can't just go up and like spit it out. Okay. Oh my God, you cannot give me that look. You're gonna ruin my day. What is this?
Oh, this one is. I'm gonna put it at B because it can be really creepy and off-putting if it's the wrong person. Yeah. If they're really cute, it could work. Yeah. But
you definitely have to do that with eye contact.
It seems already over-sexualized.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I think if you make eye contact like twice with a girl, like most girls don't even make eye contact with you if they're not interested at all. Mm-hmm. But if a girl makes eye contact with you like twice, then yeah, you'd be like, oh my God, like what does that look? What are you trying to do? You're trying to ruin my day? What's going on? Like that could be funny and it could be good. But yeah, it could come off way too sexual and way too weird. All right. That was it. We got a lot of S tiers in here.
Yeah.
A lot of S ones. Yeah.
And there's not that many. The only really bad one was the strangers one.
You don't seem like the type. Yeah, I got this one from ChatGPT. Yeah. All the pickup lines from ChatGPT are so bad. They're so terrible.
Don't use ChatGPT for pickup lines.
They're super bad. All right. Awesome. Thank you for being on the video. That was fun.
This is good.
What's up, fellas? So in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the best place to go on first dates. I'm going to be rating each location based on how consistent the first date actually is. So how repeatable is it? How much is it like wasting your money? How much is it wasting your time? How good is the actual activity? I know the biggest issue that a lot of guys run into is that the girl texts you after and they say, I don't feel anything. So these first dates are going to set you up for the best success every single time. And the best ones are going to be repeatable. So I've broken them down into GLET, which is just short for getting laid every time. It's a really good date. A tier is going to be a good date. Middle tier is going to be a common, but kind of mid and mediocre date. Too cooked basically just means you cooked too hard. You tried too hard and it's not that good of a date. It's a little too try hard and it's not repeatable and it's just not worth the effort. And then middle school shit date, I think that's pretty obvious. It's a middle school shit date. It's not very good. Let's start with the most common one. Get it out of the way. The coffee date. Is it a good date? Does it get you laid every time? Is it common but mid? That's going to depend on one specific thing. How do you handle caffeine? For me, when I have too much caffeine, I'm locked in, but I'm also less fun and less myself and less relaxed in my interactions with women. So for me, this is a common but mid date. A lot of people run it. I think it's kind of mid. I don't think coffee is very good. But if you have a coffee shop close to your place and you know how to control yourself around caffeine, it can be good if you know how to escalate. Let's get a good one in here. This isn't my exact go-to, but it's pretty close, which is drinks at a lounge/rooftop, okay? And the best part about drinks at a lounge or drinks at a rooftop is that, one, you're not really expected to like buy that many drinks. You're probably going to buy her 1 or 2 drinks at most. And you can just get a Diet Coke. You don't have to drink. I've been on a lot of drink dates where I just get a Diet Coke. I don't actually get a drink. And it allows me to focus on connecting with the girl. And a big thing about a date that gets you laid consistently or gets her to want to see you again consistently, even just that, a big thing about these types of dates is that you want to be able to repeat it over and over and over again. So I can go back to the same drink spot consistently. I can make friends with the bartenders. I can do the same thing so that way when the girl comes to me and this lounge or this rooftop or this place is near my apartment, it's easy to pull. It's easy to consistently run the first date the same exact way. It's easy for me to make the same jokes because there's the same environment. Drinks dates at lounges are they're goated. They're very fucking good, okay? If you run them properly, they will get you laid very consistently. She'll want to see you again very consistently. Shout out to my boy Ed for this one, but ice cream is actually a very good date. It's either right on the bottom of gets you laid every time or at the top of good date. And this really depends on the logistics. If you have to drive 10 minutes for ice cream, then it's a pretty good date. But if the ice cream spot is really close to your apartment, or it's really close to your house or your place, then I would put it at the bottom of gets you laid every time. Because for ice cream, you go inside, you're not sitting down for a long time. You usually just get the ice cream and then you leave, and you like leave together. So I think that makes it a very, very strong candidate for a top tier date. I'm going to put it at top of good date just because it can kind of fuck with your diet. So I think, it can get you a little fat if you're going on too many ice cream dates. So there's better ones, like a Diet Coke at 0 calories, bro. So that's probably what I would do. But who knows, we might move it later once we see everything kind of in order here. Lunch. This is really like common for some reason, especially like you religious guys, you very religious gentlemen, you love going to lunch with girls. It's a very platonic date. It's worse than dinner. We haven't even gotten to dinner yet, like a dinner date, but it's worse than dinner. It's around the same as coffee, but I think it's worse than coffee because even if the lunch spot is like close to you, unless you make it like a fun, like mimosa filled lunch, but even then it's like, is it really worth spending a bunch of money like you're spending money on lunch, bro? It's not even dinner. I feel like it's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. You're probably not going to run it very consistently. It's bad for your diet probably because eating at a restaurant for your like middle of the day meal, like that's probably not great. I'm going to put it in common, but mid. Some of you fucking guys, you love lunch dates. I would really recommend stop doing that shit. Mini golf. Mini golf is very good. If you can do mini golf close to your place, depends on the girl. If it's a girl that's like very competitive and has that kind of competitive vibe, I think it's top tier. One of the best dates you can do. Right up there with one of my favorite dates that I'm going to get into in a minute. But I'm going to put it right below drinks at a lounge just because, I think it depends on the girl. If a girl's more shy or not that competitive, it's not as good. Let's go to hiking. Hiking, good date. Not as good as ice cream because usually you have to go like out of town to go hiking. You have to go on like a trip together for a first date. It probably isn't that good. I think it probably is the bottom end of good date. If you can get some of these, like, you go on a date with a girl that loves crystals, or you live in Denver, like hiking is a pretty good fucking date. But in general, I think it's like towards the bottom end of good date. It is pretty repeatable because it's cheap, but it is a little out of the way. The logistics aren't great. The good thing about mini golf and drinks at a lounge is like, it's just cheap, man, and it's repeatable. Like that's what makes these dates so fucking goated, in my opinion. All right, ChatGPT came up with a couple of these. A cooking class? No pun intended, but this is way too cooked. I don't think it's bad enough to be like middle school shit tier date, but you're cooking too hard on this, man. Like you're really trying too hard. Same thing with wine tasting. Like I feel like doing a fucking event at a first date, like it's not repeatable. It's not all the things we actually look for in like a good first date. It's just not very good, okay? It's not great. I'm not a big fan of wine tasting. While we're at the too cooked, try hard types of dates, like, oh, I'm going to be creative. I'm going to be different. I'm going to be a special boy and impress her. Trivia nights are also too cooked. I think trivia nights are probably worse than wine tasting. Wine tasting is probably first, then cooking class, then trivia night. The reason trivia night's bad is like, if she gets invested into it, she wants to stay for the whole trivia night. It's like 2.5 hours. I mean, your first date really before you're pulling should be less than an hour. So like, it's just not, I guess it's repeatable if you go to the same one every night. You also run the risk of looking like a fucking idiot if you don't know any of the answers, which like isn't the end of the world. Like you can make jokes out of it and like have fun, but it just doesn't set yourself up for like a solid date. Drinks at the bar or club. I honestly think this is low end of good date. It's not as good as a lounge. It's not even close. It's probably a little better than hiking, to be honest, but not as good as ice cream. Usually clubs or bars, like her friends might be there. She might run into people she knows. If it's still a one-on-one date, it can be good, but you don't want this to turn into like some crazy night out on like a Friday, Saturday night. If you're doing this on like a Thursday at a bar that you like, that you go to the same place. I used to go to the same sports bar that was close to my place every single time, and it was very consistent to pull from that. I mean, honestly, if you have good logistics, anything on good date, like if something is within a 5-minute drive, or especially like a 5-minute walk from your place, it's probably enough to elevate it from good date to like a top tier, gets you laid every time type of date. Logistics are very important for how good a date is. Nice dinner. Oh, gets you laid every time, right? You spend $300 on dinner, gets you laid every time. No, common, but mid. Honestly, I'm tempted to put this in too cooked. I think I will. Any girl that expects you to take her out to a nice dinner, she doesn't respect you. She just wants to use you for the meal. Any girl that actually is attracted to you, but wants a guy that puts in effort, will be totally fine with drinks at a lounge. She's gonna be totally fine because it's a first fucking date. And if you can't set a boundary and deal with that shit test where she asks you for a dinner, she's not a good fit. I would say it's a red flag. If a girl demands dinner on the first date, red flag, don't go on a date with her. There's no point. Nice dinner. It's too try hard, man. And it's fucking $150 every single time you go on a date. Like, just tell me, like, no matter, I don't care how much money you make. You can make a lot of money. Like, it doesn't really matter. Tell me you barely go on any dates without telling me you go on barely any dates. Nothing tells you that like a nice dinner, like taking a girl out for $150 on the first date. Nothing screams, I never get dates with women I'm attracted to, so I have to try extra hard on this one. Bowling. You might think I would put this in common but mid. I actually have maybe a hot take on this. Bowling is middle school shit tier date. There's a few reasons, okay? The only time you're sitting by each other is if you're in a group and you group go bowling, which isn't a date. Or if you go with her, she's bowling, then you're bowling, then she's bowling, then you're bowling. There's no time to physically escalate, verbally escalate, sexualize, build sexual tension. Even if this bowling alley has drinks, it's just not good. Middle school shit tier date. I will not be taking questions on this one. It's a fucking terrible date. It's really bad. Speaking of middle school shit dates, if you are tired of women always telling you, hey man, I think you're a great guy, but I just don't take you serious. I just don't want to go on a date with you again. I don't want to, I just want to be friends. If you're tired of that and you want to work with me personally so I can teach you how to go on and how to run these gets you laid every time types of dates so that they actually do get you laid or get you into second, third, fourth, fifth dates and get a girlfriend like some of my clients recently, like Alex just got a girlfriend, guys like Edward that are getting tons of attraction from women that they never really had before, then you can apply for coaching down in the description. But let's get back in the video. Picnic. Good date. If you have a park right by your place, I would say pretty fucking good. Walk in the park. I'm going to say really good date because it's very consistent. If you have good logistics, you can put it right by your place, especially if you can, and this is kind of like a cheat code, if you can combine some of these dates, this is sick. So walk in the park by your place into walking by the ice cream place by your place and be like, hey, and you obviously play in this, but hey, do you want to go get ice cream? Like, this is spontaneous. Do you want to get ice cream? That is goated. That is really good. Or hey, do you want to pop in to this lounge real quick? You want to pop into this bar and grab a drink? Goated. Amazing. Oh shit, there's actually mini golf right here. Do you want to play? Right? Fucking sick. Super good. Art museum. Honestly, if it's free and you don't have to spend a ton of money, art museum, good date. This is going to get super boring for you though, if you're not really a big fan of art. But if you are really into art, also, you can kind of like flex a bit of your artistic side, and women kind of love that shit. Double date. Middle school shit. If she invites her friends on the date, politely and kindly set a boundary. Hey, I'm not really looking to be friends with you. I'd rather just go on a one-on-one date. If that's not something you're down for, all good. No worries. Farmer's market. Bottom of good date. Or common but mid. Feel like it's okay. Movie date. Middle school shit tier. Same thing as bowling. Can't talk. It's bad. It's just not good. It's not good. Combine this for like the worst first date of all time. It's like nice dinner and movie date. Ugh, so gross. I'll even put nice dinner at worse than wine tasting, because wine tasting is kind of a good idea. You just wouldn't want to do it very often. Dog park. I don't have a dog, but if I did, I think honestly it could be goated. The reason I think it's goated, and I'm about to get into, you might have seen it. I don't know how this video is going to get edited. I'm about to get into my favorite date of all time, but dog park, I think if you have a dog that is well behaved, and you go to the dog park and you get a lot of attention from women wanting to pet your dog, it can be a fucking amazing place to go on a date. Because it's just girls coming up to you or people coming up to you petting your dog, and you can talk to them, show that you have confidence, show that you have social skills. I think it can be really powerful. Now for the best date of all time, goated, not even close, unless you are 3 hours away from one of these. But if you have one of these in your city, barcade. a barcade where you can go and game on these fucking women and just fucking absolutely shove your high scores down their throats. It's fucking sick. The reason I love barcades, honestly, is just because I like video games. And so anytime I'm doing something that I think is fun, that sparks my competitive edge, where I can show, like, it's not even really showing that I'm like good at stuff. It's more like anything you do that you're passionate about, I think is really good. So, like, for example, if you're really passionate about art, you know, the art museum could actually be like a pretty goated first date. If you're really passionate about wine tasting, that also could be like a really goated first date. Even though I say it's too cooked. If you're really into trivia, I think still the 2.5 hour thing, like if you have a good way to escalate and dip before the trivia is over, then it can be a pretty good date. I think that really makes a date go from really good S tier, you know, like drinks at a lounge, very classic date. I've gotten laid a lot from dates like this, to like barcade is like, man, this shit hits. I'd go to the barcade by myself and I would shit on some people for fun, you know? Like, I love it. I fucking love it. So do things that you think are fun, but do things that are repeatable, not too expensive, and you can actually, you know, you have decent logistics. Don't be driving 30 minutes across town every single time to different parts of town just to see one girl. If you're a guy that's talked to a female human being in your entire life ever at all, then a girl has told you something just to make you feel better that she doesn't actually mean. And sometimes this is really toxic and sometimes it's kind of harmless, but sometimes it's actually true. So I made a tier list inspired by YBC2Cold, who has some tier list videos that pop off, and they're actually really good stuff. But I wanted to give my take on a lot of these things. I added in some different things that women will say, but they don't actually mean, into the tier list. So if you want your confusion around women and things they tell you to get cleaned up here, stick around. I'm going to clear everything up for you. This first one's spicy, man. Arrogant men turn me off. Do not believe this. Okay, a lot of arrogant men can really turn girls on. I'm not putting it in so fucking fake because women genuinely don't like arrogant guys. There's a big difference between, you know, being arrogant and being super confident, or even cocky can be more attractive than someone that's totally full of themselves. But as somebody that has gone through a very arrogant phase where I'm totally full of myself and I've still gotten laid a lot, I can tell you that this is not true. I will say, though, if you are too arrogant, a lot of women won't date you. They won't date you long term, but they will still be very attracted to you and they will be turned on by you. Just because confidence is sexy, fellas. Gotta remember that. I'm not looking for a relationship. This is so fucking fake, bro. I'm very sorry to say. If she says she's not looking for a relationship, that just means she's not looking for a relationship with you, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It means either you need to make her feel something different, or there's just not a vibe there, or there's just something that isn't working in the chemistry between you two. There's not enough attraction. You don't lead enough. Or sometimes it's not even anything that's like your fault. You could be doing everything really well. I've met a lot of girls where I'm like, man, this girl's hot, but like there's literally no sexual tension, and then we just end up actually being friends. All right, let's do this one next. Men don't approach us anymore. This is actually true. Men do not approach anymore. There's a reason I've coached like hundreds of guys in the last 5 years on how to approach women. It's that most guys don't approach. Most guys really don't. And approaching is like a skill that's fucking dying, honestly. And you should absolutely be approaching as much as possible. It's the best way to meet women. Like, imagine if you had a dating app that you could actually talk to the girl in person, show your best qualities and your best personality initially. Imagine if you could just do that without having to swipe. And then also without having to have really good pictures, without her having to be attracted to you. You could just show that for free on the street without buying boosts and roses and all this fucking bullshit. Approaching is goated. So yeah, but this is definitely true. I'm looking for a husband. I'm looking for a husband. Okay, I'm gonna put this in capping. Okay, a lot of girls are looking for a long-term relationship, but they're not gonna date you if they don't see you as like a sexual option first. That's just not gonna happen. So they need to see you as like a potential sexual option if they want to date you long-term. So they're not really looking for a husband. They're looking for a guy that they want to hook up with, or they want to have sex with, that they're attracted to, that turns them on, where they feel like they can chase that guy that also wants to be in a relationship with them, and that's what they're looking for. So it's a little bit of cap, but it's definitely true too. Like, most women do want relationships, I think, more than guys that have options. For how many women have so many options, a lot of them really do want relationships. It's because they have so many short-term options, but not as many long-term. It's kind of the reverse for guys. I don't kiss on the first date. If a girl says this, it's probably like a half-truth. She probably has kissed on the first date. It's probably led to a bad experience for her. And so she might not, or she might just not kiss you on the first date, which is usually what it is. This is honestly between like capping and half truth. But I would say more often than not, it's half truth. Women will break rules for the right guy. And that's just ultimately what I've come to understand. Like, as I've gotten better with girls throughout my life, I've realized that like all these rules that girls say they have, they used to apply to me a lot. And now they don't apply to me as much, just because I understand like how to flirt and how to build sexual tension and be a guy that women are, attracted to, so that they are willing to break those rules for. I'm not that type of girl. Okay, this is a little controversial. I'm going to put this in please do not believe this. Not because, now I want to be very fucking clear, okay? Because there's some fucking freaks and weirdos out there, all right? This does not mean that if she says no, that she doesn't fucking mean it. She absolutely fucking means it, okay? She means no. Not right now. I'm not interested. I'm good, okay? And the best thing to do if she ever says no when you're physically escalating is to back the fuck off and like not even do anything. You can still build sexual tension like verbally, but the problem is when you try to physically escalate even more like that, it just makes the girl feel very fucking uncomfortable, if not like you're actually assaulting her, which is fucking terrible. So if she says this, just know that it means she's not ready yet. Okay, this is not a bad thing. It's not like all women are hoes or whatever the fuck like red pill thing you want to believe. It just means that like she probably either would be that type of girl for the right guy, or if there were like no consequences or it like didn't count. Like for a guy where it didn't count, like maybe you're traveling and you're really, there's a lot of sexual tension between you guys and you guys are very attracted to each other. Or maybe she sees you as a guy that she wants to date very long term. And so she's like, fuck it, I'll have sex with him early. Then she would break that rule. But for the most part, she might be that type of girl. She's not going to do this for every fucking guy. It's going to be pretty rare. So maybe we even I'd probably put this in capping actually, because it's closer to half truth than most guys would say. Okay. I hate him. Oh, I hate him. So fucking fake. That's so fucking fake. If a girl is like complaining, especially if you have a girlfriend and she's like complaining about, oh my God, he's so annoying. Oh my God, this guy at work is so annoying. Like you actually do need to be worried about that. You need to make sure you like ramp up your masculine behaviors, your dominant tendencies, start leading more. Definitely don't get comfortable. This can happen 5 years into a relationship, bro. Like, this is just what it is. I hate him is a very good sign for you. It's a very bad sign if she's saying that about another guy. He's just a friend. This is usually like half truth or usually true, honestly. He's just a friend. Like, it just depends on how attractive the guy is. Like, if the guy, you can tell, just gets laid all the time, maybe he's friend zoned her, but that's actually bad in terms of like, she is probably interested in him. He's just not making a move. And if she's loyal, doesn't mean that just because she finds a guy attractive doesn't mean that she's like gonna do anything about it. But he's just a friend, especially if he hangs out one-on-one with the guy. A little weird. Definitely. Yeah, I just think in general, like my girl even has guy friends that are in our friend group collectively. And I asked her, and I really don't think, I think there is no way, like one of the guys in our friend group has a girlfriend that's in the friend group. And I don't even think there's a way that my girl and that guy could ever hang out alone, and it wouldn't be super fucking weird for somebody. Even if I know that there's no sexual tension there. I just, he's just a friend hanging out one-on-one. Probably not great if they're going out to dinner or whatever. Not good. If they hang out in groups, like, it's fine. It's not a big deal. I'll let you know. Please do not believe this. She will not let you know, bro. She will never let you know. This is so fucking fake, actually. I'm just going to put it up here because she will not let you know. No girl has ever let a guy know after saying this about anything. This usually means you are now ghosted. I love romantic men. Please do not believe this. Usually romantic men means like, oh, I want him to get me flowers and I want him to open the car door for me. If you do that from like a really dominant, leading, masculine place, that's very attractive. But a lot of guys do this stuff from a place of like, oh my God, I hope she likes me. Oh my God, I'm such a good guy. And they like fucking circle jerk themselves about like how great of a guy they are. It's super fucking weird. So don't do this from a place of desperation and neediness. As long as he's taller than me. Oh man, it's actually true. I would say even like half truth. But I'll put it closer to half truth than truth. Because it's definitely more true than men don't approach this anymore, or less true. If you're really short, you can actually get girls that are taller than you. But this is a commonly held belief. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm gonna put this in half truth. I changed my mind. I'm gonna put it even up here because this is something that women will say, but it's like the definition of things women say, but they don't really mean it. Because it's not because they know they don't mean it. They just haven't been in the scenario where like it actually matters. I'm fine. This goes without saying. Any guys in relationships, just don't believe it. Don't do anything to like try to change your mind or whatever. Don't be confrontational or anything. Don't react too much, but just know that she's like probably a little emotional, kind of upset about something. I need some space. This probably is true, but I need some space also means she's not interested. If she's saying I need some space, but we're still good, that is so fucking fake. Get out of here. If she's saying I need some space because she needs some space and she wants to get the fuck away from you. So I would say this is true. But yeah, if she's saying that like everything's fine when she's asking for space, that's probably bad. The most space you should ever be like asking for in a relationship, and I feel like it should usually be the guy in this scenario, is like, hey, we should hang out with our friends more or like do other stuff, especially if you live with somebody. Sorry, I can't today. This is usually capping. Closer to half truth, but this is usually capping. If she's like, oh, I can't today, usually it just means she doesn't want to. There's something else that came up that was more fun. She'd rather hang out with her friend, which is not something you can like judge the girl for. Like if she'd rather hang out with her friend than hang out with a guy she doesn't even know, then yeah, probably smart or like a safe decision. And you can maybe even reframe this by getting her to like buy into a frame that she's like really spontaneous. And she might just be like, yeah, fuck it, kind of thing. Like Alex Ramosi actually talks about when he met his wife. Even my girl, like when I met her, she tried to cancel on the day, and I was like, no, you're not. And Alex Ramosi did the same thing with his wife. And you can kind of just be like, no, you're fine. You're going to be there. It's going to be a good time. And I just like ignored it. So if she says, sorry, I can't today, then instead of getting butthurt, you just be like, no, you're not. So like little bonus hack. We grew apart. I mean, usually kind of capping. Like it just means that she lost attraction. So like it doesn't mean that they grew apart and, oh, well, he was still a great guy. It's like usually when you grow apart in a relationship, the girl is just not attracted to you anymore. To be honest, she's just not attracted. So that's just kind of what it is. Okay, the gym is full of creepy men who stare. Please do not believe this. But also, no girl says this. I've never heard a girl say this in my entire life. Maybe she's complained about like one girl. Maybe women complain about like one guy in the gym that stare. But this is more of like if your name is like Pranjit and you're worried about coming off creepy because there's like that stereotype of like Indian guys being creepy to women. You're worried you're going to come off like that, and you're worried that every guy's coming off creepy. But there's like for example, there's a lot of guys in my school community, which if you just go to Understanding Attraction and search that on school, you can find it. There's a lot of guys that are like Indian guys in there, and this is like a very common limiting belief. Like this is actually so fucking fake that like women don't even say this. This is like top tier least true thing. So I'm gonna put it at the top. But yeah, it's a very common limiting belief from guys, especially like brown guys. A lot of you guys are like very worried about like coming off creepy, which is like understandable. There's a stereotype around it, but yeah, it's all good. I don't need a man. Oh, we all know where this is going, boys. My red pill kings in the chat. Actually, it's true. She actually doesn't need a man. Men are nice to have now. She can get a fucking job, bro. She doesn't need your paycheck. And you can look at that as like an unfortunate thing or whatever. But I actually think it's a much better thing for us as guys because it lets us grow in other ways, like understand like emotional intelligence and game and being fun and charismatic and flirty and like all the fun sides of life outside of just being a fucking depressed plumber that like makes good money, but you have a wife that hates you because she's not emotionally fulfilled or sexually fulfilled. She's not attracted to you. She just needs your paycheck. I just feel like that feels super bad. I'm pretty busy. I mean, she's capping, but she also could be busy. But yeah, usually this just means like translation, she's just not into you. Because a girl that's very attracted to you will just make herself available. We'll see. Same thing. Throw this in capping. She's, I mean, this is kind of the same. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put this in please do not believe this because we will not see. If she says we'll see, we will probably not see. There's like a 90% chance we will not see. 6
feet, 6 figures, and 6-pack. Oh, my black pill kings, my red pill kings. We all know where this goes. It actually goes in the please do not believe this. Yeah, I mean, just look around you at all the average looking like bartenders that have good charisma and they're funny and they're interesting. And they have status at the venues they work at that are dating like all the hottest girls at their work. It's just obvious. Yeah, you just got to slap yourself awake a little bit, boys, and realize that this is just not true if you look in reality. My ex was toxic, never again. This is honestly pretty fucking fake. People repeat patterns. People get like, and this isn't like a woman thing. This is like if guys, as soon as I hear a guy talking about how their ex was toxic, I'm like, okay, so you were toxic. Cool. Sick. Because toxic people attract toxic people. That's just kind of what it is. Which is why in general, you should just never talk shit about an ex, even if it was bad. Because it's like, they were doing what they felt like they had to. Personality matters most. I'll put this half truth. I'll put this close to true. This is close to true. I mean, it does really matter most, I would say. But it doesn't... this actually does matter most. So I guess I'll put it true. But looks obviously matter. Status obviously matters. All these things obviously matter. Value matters. Just building value. But yeah, I put that in true. The vibe was off. Half truth, just because it looks nice. But also, I think it is actually a half truth. Usually the vibe was off half the time. Most of the time, if you're a beginner, it means you could have done something better. You could have flirted better. You could have done something more attractive, had more attractive behaviors, done all that shit. But it also means that there's a chance that there was just no vibe at all. Because I've been friends with girls where like I literally I can tell they're physically hot, but there's just no sexual tension. It's just not there, and that's just something I've noticed. Gentlemen, if you ever talk to a girl and you don't know if she likes you, oh my God, does she like me? What's going on? Is she into me? And usually this ends up with you waiting around way too long to actually show any interest and make a move, and you fuck it up and you end up in the friend zone. I made a tier list of signs women like you so you know when to make that actual first move, especially if you follow other advice that I make on the channel, like moves you can make. I'm going to start doing tier lists on that and just talk about generally how to be better with women, how to escalate more. But I made a tier list from she absolutely loves you to you're stuck in the friend zone and you are fucked and you should move on. And these are all things that women do very commonly. If there are any I missed, let me know down in the comments below, but let's get into it. She texts you first. This very much depends, but she probably likes you. This is going to depend on what she texts you about. If she just texts you about like some random shit like studying, or if she texts to like get something from you. So like maybe she says, hey, what's up? How are you doing? And then eventually she asks for something. Usually you're just fucking stuck in the friend zone. She likes your attention. But if she texts you something like, hey, what are you doing? And she's just like curious and she starts talking about her day and what she's been up to, then she loves you. She's very into you. So I'm going to put this one in the middle. Next up, we have touches you. She's into you. Women, especially if it's in the first 10 minutes, women don't really touch you if they're not somewhat attracted to you. The longer you know the girl, though, the less that this counts. Like if you've known the girl for 2 or 3 years and she's like giving you hugs, or if you've been friends with her for a couple weeks and she's giving you hugs when she sees you, this doesn't necessarily mean anything, which is why I'm not putting it in she loves you. When you say something, she looks down and giggles. She loves you. Any like submissive behavior, I'll get into this in a second, but like a lot of women are very like into like being submissive around guys that they like. And so if there's any sort of submissive behavior, like looking down, giggling, acting shy, especially if you can tell she's comfortable and feels safe around you, then she's very fucking attracted to you. This would be a good time to like tease and push away and just like playfully flirt with her. Next, we have replies fast over text. So this one, a lot of guys would think, oh, she loves you. She replies fast. You actually just can't tell. Because when she replies, all that she means is like, she had her phone. Like, that's it, bro. Like, that's all it means. She changes her plans for you. She loves you. Just hands down. Any of you guys that are watching this, you're probably like, a girl's never changed her plans for me. It's usually her changing my plans with her for something else. So if she changed her plans for you, then she fucking loves you. Replies to your stories. Depends on what it is. I would say I'm going to lean towards can't tell, or she'll probably like you. I think she probably likes you, but if it's just very boring and it's not all of, if it's not all your stories or whatever, especially if it's not like, some sick like gym pic or whatever, and it's just like random, then she might actually not like you that much, but I'm going to put it in she probably likes you. Compliments you. I would say like can't tell. Women are very complimentary of their friends. Like if you ever see girls around their friends, they're just very complimentary and they're nice to their friends. So it could mean you're in the friend zone. So I'm just going to put this in can't tell. Engaged in convo. I'm going to put this like, honestly, I mean, this doesn't necessarily mean you're in the friend zone, obviously, because you have to engage in conversation. But I'll put this in friend zone because like engaging in convo, this is just like she's being nice. Just because she's there doesn't mean she necessarily likes you. Now, I will say, though, that she wouldn't be there. She wouldn't be sticking around, especially in the initial interaction if you approach her on the street. She wouldn't be sticking around if she wasn't like somewhat interested or open to having the conversation. So this could be a good sign, but like generally, a lot of guys place way too much. Oh my God, she like didn't throw up and run away from me when I talked to her. So I think it's overrated in general. Plays with her hair. I don't know, man. I think if it goes along with like submissive behavior and giggling and stuff, then she's into you for sure. But I would say like she probably likes you. This one I think is somewhat overrated though. Open body language. So this means that she has very open and confident body language. I would say this means she probably likes you. So if she has like very confident body language, either one, she's very confident, or two, she is attracted to you and she's like opening herself up to you. There's one that's actually way better here for telling if she's actually attracted to you or not. And we'll get into that in a second. Talks about being single. So she talks about being single and like mentions like, oh yeah, my boyfriend and I broke up last year, then she's into you for sure. She's definitely into you. She might also be like trauma dumping or whatever. But if she talks about it, she is somewhat into you. I would say it's better than her touching you, to be honest. Yeah, I think it's great. Looking at your lips. This is better than being single. This is great. If you just like slow down, you stop talking, you make eye contact with her and you're like looking at her, smile on your face, and she looks down at your lips, great sign. Doesn't mean you have to kiss her or anything, but it's a really good sign that she's attracted to you. All right. This is the one I was talking about that is better than playing with her hair, open body language. This is probably the best sign, is if she squares up to you. So if she puts her hips facing towards you, like literally her pelvis, her nether region area faces towards you, that's really good. Which, by the way, is also a very attractive behavior if you have the level of comfort with a girl where she is comfortable with like standing in close proximity and you can square up. Builds a lot of sexual tension, that kind of squaring up action. It's really fucking good to do. But it's also a very good sign that she is very attracted to you if she's going to square up to you. Stands close to you for no reason. I would say she probably likes you, especially if it's moving from like place to place, like at the gym, you're moving to different machines or whatever. I'm even going to put this, actually, fuck it. I'm going to put this in she likes you or she's into you. Just because I'll put it at the bottom, but I would say this is a very good sign that she's attracted to you, to be honest, man. Just because like girls don't stand by people that they don't want to meet. Like people don't do that. People don't stand by people that they don't want to be around. And it's the same thing with like girls looking at you. Like you don't look at people you don't want to look at. So if a girl looks at you multiple times, you should definitely go approach her. She asks about your girlfriend. This is obviously like she likes you. So she's like, oh, do you have a girlfriend? Or like, what'd you and your girlfriend do? Especially if she doesn't know you have a girlfriend. She's definitely into you. Depending on the scenario, it can go up and down in here, but I'm going to put it in she is into you. Gives lots of compliance. Dude, if a girl gives you a lot of compliance, which is just like makes things easy for you. So changes her plans for you would be compliance. Squaring up to you would be compliance. Letting you lead, saying yes to everything you say, laughing at everything you say, giggling too much, which we'll get into in a second. That's compliance. She loves you. Giggles or laughs too hard. I'm going to say that this is top of she's into you. If she's just like overreacting like crazy, I might even put this into she loves you. Yeah, I think this is actually less of a sign than looks down and giggles because it's like a submissive behavior. This is not as submissive, but it's very reactive and like an emotional behavior. She likes your stories. I don't know. It depends on the stories. I would say it matters more. Like if she views them right away, always, like I would say you should probably slide in and talk to her. I would just say can't tell. You just can't really tell. Unless she likes your stories all the time, then she probably likes you. But like a lot of social media stuff, I just think is overrated. I don't think it matters. I don't know. It's kind of lame to me. Last one. She asks what when you look at her. So this is in she loves you. So like this would be, when you're talking to a girl, hold eye contact, and you like go quiet. So I'm just talking, and you see how there's that like space there where you feel like you want that space, that silence to be filled. She's gonna go, oh, what is it? She gets like really reactive, then that's a very good sign. In general, really reactive behaviors, very good signs. Unreactive behaviors are very bad signs. If you want to know if a girl likes you, just look at her actions and how much compliance you're getting. Stop looking at like, oh, she played with her hair, she did all this stuff. This stuff is like pretty overrated. Look at like actually what she does. Like I think these things like asking about your girlfriend, talking about being single, changing her plans for you, looking down and giggling, overreacting when you go quiet, giving you a lot of compliance. Like those things are so much better signs that she's attracted to you. It's just so much more obvious. So I would highly recommend looking at things through this lens. I think it's one of the best ways to look at things. So guys, we all know that girls do some shit to test how confident you actually are. They're going to test you. They're going to see, is this guy actually confident? And sometimes, low key, girls will do things to try to emasculate you to see if it'll work. They're not doing it to try to emasculate you. It's not us versus them, but they will genuinely try to do things just to kind of see what they can get away with. This goes for if you're married. This goes for if you have a girlfriend. This goes for if you're just talking to a girl at a bar mid-approach. And there are tests that women will throw at you. I actually got all of these. I got this tier list pretty much from YBC Too Cold. His channel is pretty good. It's a little more red pilled than I would like personally. So I'm going to give my perspective on a lot of these shit tests and tell you where they fall in terms of difficulty. There's an important distinction to make here. The first thing to understand is that all these shit tests pretty much you can pass by either making fun of them and leaning into them and using humor, or you can just fucking ignore them. That is most of them. And then some of these are not even going to be shit tests. They're just going to be straight up disrespectful or rude or just something that you should avoid in general and move on, or there's just a sign of disinterest. And I will be ranking those as well because some of those don't even fall under shit tests, and a lot of guys commonly think that they are shit tests. So like I said, first thing to understand, with a lot of this stuff, it's not even that it's difficult to say the right thing for these shit tests. It's just hard to emotionally regulate enough to be able to pass these shit tests. So I'm going to rank them in terms of difficulty. And right on cue, at the end, I'm going to take this gay test so I can figure out if I'm gay, straight, or bisexual. Now, let's get into it. First shit test, pulling away. All right, fellas. Now, this one, in terms of what to say, is rookie difficulty, very easy. But it's not very easy because if you really like the girl and she pulls away, which every girl will pull away at some point, she will pull away, she will do something, she will need some time alone, she will need some space, whatever, and she will not do this on purpose to test you, but it is the first test that you're always going to have to pass, no matter what. No matter if this girl is your fucking wife, she's going to pull away at some point, and you need to be okay with her pulling away, and you need to let her pull away. This is how you handle the shit test. You just don't talk to her for that time. You just let her have that space. And the reason that this is so important, and it's so important not to chase, not to try to entertain her more, not to try to get her validation or attention, is because she will come back and she will chase harder if you just trust the process. But this is actually final boss difficulty because it's so difficult to emotionally regulate yourself when you do really like a girl to not chase even more. I promise you, pulling away is the easiest shit test to pass, but it's also the hardest because the more you like the girl, the more serious the relationship is, the harder it is, the hotter she is, the more you want to, chase. And this is why it's so important to have options so that when you're initially dating, you can go out and talk to other women, keep your mind off of it. And then also, whenever you're in a relationship, she knows and you know that if she pulls away, or if she breaks up with you or whatever, that you will be fine without her. That is ultimately kind of what women want, is they want to know that you will, you have the ability to get other girls if you want to. The next shit test is trying to argue with you. I would say this is kind of advanced because you never want to get into a debate. You never want to Ben Shapiro or Destiny your way into a debate with a girl and dunk on her and be right. There is pretty much no benefit to being right when it comes to a girl. You don't need to just supplicate and be like, yeah, no, you're right, I totally agree, and follow along with everything she says. But you can just say, I'm not going to argue with you about this, and just move on. Now, this is different if you think about it after a while and you realize, damn, yeah, you actually were right. That was a good point. I'm gonna stop killing puppies. I think that's probably a bad thing to do. Then sure, this is a great thing to do. A masculine and confident guy is going to be able to shift his worldview, even if a woman, this is like the red pill shit, like women can't tell you what to do, they're never right. Like that's wrong, obviously. A lot of women actually do can, a lot of women are very smart and very educated, like know things and have different perspectives, and generally are going to be more empathetic, so they might have a better perspective than you on stuff. But never get into an argument when she's trying to argue with you, especially if she's like, this is a little different, but like trying to start a fight. If she's trying to start a fight, then you just call it out, be like, you're trying to start a fight right now, I'm not going to do it, and then just ignore it and move on, and just keep the vibe fun. That is the most important thing. One thing that I say to my wife is, I'll just be like, you're fucking causing trouble right now, stop. And I'll just say it like that in a playful way, and she'll be like, what do you mean? And then we'll move on, and it's not really a big deal. Okay, so this is difficult though, because we're guys, we like to be fucking right, and we don't like to be wrong. We're not hooking up tonight. This is usually going to be on like a first date, second dates, you're going back to her place. This is more, this is kind of rookie difficulty. This is not very hard to handle. You just need to make sure that you are genuinely okay with not hooking up with her, and all you have to say is, okay, yeah, it's totally fine. We're not going to do anything you're not comfortable with. And then as things escalate when you get back to her place, you just verbally escalate, and you put her in a position where she wants to physically escalate on you. And you can actually, contrary to what red pill dorks will say, you can actually verbally escalate and verbally get consent in a very sexual and hot way. Like, I will ask girls like what they want me to do to them in like a very dominant way that's not super submissive. So instead of, may I now kiss you, my princess, which is like super cringe way to get consent, one thing that you can do is like, you want me to kiss you right now, don't you? And then you can be like, hey, come here. And then she comes to you to kiss you. Or before you have sex, do you want me to fuck you right now? Do you want me to put my dick in you? Like, I know it sounds fucking crazy. Like, maybe I gotta take the gay test, but you can literally say, do you want me to put my dick in you? And she will say yes. And you say please. And then now she's like, oh fuck, yeah, please. And so now you have like express verbal consent. It's fucking banger, right? That is the best way to handle this. It's not very hard. You just need to be able to relax. When she tries to take control of the frame, I'm going to say this is advanced because a lot of guys don't know how to handle this. This might even be final boss difficulty, but the frame is just the person that's leading the interaction. When she tries to take the lead, all you have to do is just not react. So an example of a girl trying to take the frame is she tries to tell you what to do. Maybe she'll say something like, hey, go do that. All you have to do in this situation is not react, which is very emotionally difficult to do, but you just don't react, and you say please. Or what are you going to do to make it up to me? Make her do something to get that thing out of you, even if it's not something that's that big of a deal. And now you have the frame back, and you have the power back, and you're still the leader, which is very fucking important. Being dry. I will say honestly, when girls are dry with you, it's usually not a shit test. It's just a sign of disinterest. But one thing you can do to test if it is a shit test, you can just say something along the lines of like, wow, are you like always this boring? And just say it in like a playful way. Or hey, are you tired? Like asking if she's tired. And if she's actually interested, then that's going to wake her up and be like, oh shit, I must be being boring. I need to step it up with this guy or else I'm going to lose his interest. Next thing, asking you to hold her purse. This is kind of a subtle shit test. And a lot of guys, I think, like in the YBC video, he was talking about how like never hold her purse, it's bad. And basically being like pretty red pilled about it. Not like super hardcore, but just like don't ever do it. And I think that there's a nice middle ground between it's totally not a big deal and you should never do it ever. One thing I would say is like a lot of this stuff, when she ever asks you to do something, I'll put this in intermediate, because whenever she asks you to do something where it kind of can emasculate you, all you have to do is put her in a position where she has to do something extra in order for you to do it. Like say please, and then if she says please with like an attitude, you'd be like, no, like really, you need to mean it. And then she'll be like, please. And now she's like back in her feminine, and you can hold on to her purse while she goes to the bathroom or whatever the fuck. Okay. Other things like asking you to hold your phone. Like if your girlfriend's asking you to like hold her phone, just put her phone in your fucking pocket. Like she doesn't want to carry it around all night. She probably doesn't have a purse. She has like a skirt or a dress on. She doesn't want to carry a bag. it's fine, and you can just hold on to her phone. It's really not a big deal. You seem like a player. This one I'm going to put in intermediate difficulty because a lot of guys don't know how to handle this, and especially if you don't have a lot of experience, it's going to feel like it's a really bad thing. It's really not. If a girl says you feel like, she feels like you're a player, if you actually do have a lot of experience with women, you can just say something like, yeah, I don't know, maybe. Like some girls say that, like, I don't know. I like to go on dates and meet new people, but, I'm not really, I'm not going to hook up with you if, I'm not going to try to hook up with you if I don't like you. That's really all you have to say. And then if you don't have a lot of experience, but you're coming out very confident that day or whatever, all you have to say is like, yeah, I don't know. Like girls have been telling me that recently. I think I've just been confident lately. I really don't date that much. That's all you have to say. Or yeah, I'm just like a pretty confident person, but I really don't date that much. And that's all you have to say in that situation. Jealousy test. I would say, honestly, this is either very difficult to deal with if it's a shit test. Like if she's talking about another guy, like while you're on a first date, just to test how confident you are. One question you can always ask yourself is like, how would the most confident guy in the world act in the situation? The most confident version of myself act. And for the most part, it's just going to be to kind of act like it's not really a big deal and like you don't fucking care. But if she keeps going on about it, then it's really just a sign of like disrespect or disinterest. I'm kind of waffling between these two. I would say generally it's something that you might as well handle it like it's a shit test. But if it happens 2 or 3 times within the first date, she's like jealousy testing you over and over, she's probably like kind of a toxic person. I probably wouldn't date her. But yeah, you can kind of handle it as like a shit test. But it's very hard to not react to this. This is one of the things that I probably had the most trouble with just dealing with because I was pretty insecure when I first started learning how to talk to women and getting better with girls. The next one, gradually walking away mid-approach. This one is, I would say, like intermediate. This is not that hard. All you have to do, shout out Invaluable, my editor, roll the clip of Tristan Social's video. It's pinned on his Instagram. It's the top video. It's like 60 million views of him staying in the pocket.
Excuse me. I think all 3 of you are very beautiful, but you especially.
Thank you.
Yeah. Where are you from? Where's your energy from?
Georgia.
Georgia? Wow, I'm Tristan. Nice to meet you. You have to go? Or are you choosing to go? You have to go. How long are you here for? 4 days? You like coffee?
Yeah, my number.
Okay, so staying in the pocket is really all you have to do, guys. Like, all you have to do if a girl's walking away mid-approach and she's still talking to you is just stay in the pocket. And you can even say, like, wait, no, 2 minutes, come back. And a lot of times she will. Or if you just keep talking to her and you keep pushing forward to try to make plans, then you can just call her back or she will come back to give you her number. It's really not that big of a deal. But it can be difficult because if you don't have confidence and your confidence breaks, she actually will walk away because she's like, oh, he's not actually that confident. Disagreeing with you. I'm going to put this a little lower than trying to argue with you because really all you have to do is just not turn this into a debate. That's all you have to do is just like let it go and not make it a big deal without supplicating. So you can't supplicate and be like, no, yeah, honey, you're right, or whatever the fuck. You can't do that, but it's not that hard to deal with. Insulting you. If it's playful, I'm going to put this in intermediate as well. Insulting you in like a playful way, I think that's fine. If she's just insulting you in general, then like it's just a sign of disrespect and it's kind of weird and just not good. But I'm going to say insulting you in a playful way is probably on the higher end of intermediate because it can be difficult to deal with, especially if you don't have super high self-esteem or high confidence. But I'm going to generally say it's not that difficult to deal with. My biggest advice for guys that are struggling with girls, like giving them shit and insulting them, is like really just play into it, right? Like if a girl jokes about, I don't know, makes a joke, like I'll even make jokes, especially if you deliver it in a very confident way. You can make jokes about like, oh yeah, my dick is like super small. Like I'll just make jokes like that and it's totally fine. That can be a good way to handle it. It's just like, if she's like, oh yeah, you're I don't know, I don't like, oh well, we're gonna get into I don't like XYZ type of guy in a second, but if she like gives you shit about your hair or whatever, you just make a joke out of it, like, yeah, I'm actually just gonna shave it off, so like it's not a big deal, and you just brush it off with humor and kind of ignore it. Apology fishing, this is actually very difficult because if a girl like tries to make you apologize over and over and over again, it's very easy to just say, well, I can just say sorry and I'm done with it. But I would say in general, as a rule, if you're a really nice guy, just go through a phase of 3 months of just never apologizing for anything. There's obviously room for apologizing. Where you can apologize is apologize for the action that you took. Apologize for the thing that you did that you're genuinely sorry for, that you're like, my bad, that wasn't my intention. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry that that happened. You can apologize for those things, but don't apologize for who you are as a person, because ultimately it's just going to come off like very beta-y and like super gross to women in general. Like you're just trying to do this to get her to stop being mad at you or whatever. And it's going to come off kind of bad. I only date guys who insert something you're not. So I only date guys that are tall. I only date guys that are, well, no girl would ever say she only dates guys that are white because she sounds super racist. But like I only date black guys or only date XYZ type of guy. This generally, when women say this, it really is just to test your confidence. Again, ask yourself, like, if I was the most confident version of myself, how would I handle this? How would I handle this situation? And a lot of times it's just like, yeah, but you never met me though. Like, well, I guess it's time to start something new. Like you can just ignore it and move on and push through it. It's really not a big deal. But a lot of guys will get like deer in the headlights as soon as a girl says this because they're going to try to logic their way out of this, and it just doesn't work that way. Showing up late, I would just say either it's not a big deal because she's like 2 minutes late and she texts you ahead of time and it's not a big deal, or it's kind of like a sign of disrespect or disinterest. All you have to do in this situation is if she shows up a little bit late, you just give her a little bit of shit about it. Like, hey, listen, if that happens again, I will have to, maybe on a first date, you can't say kill our entire family or something. But you can say something kind of ridiculous like, you know, hey, I'm gonna have to put you in timeout if you do that again. Okay, I'm just gonna let you know now, right? And you say that, and it's fine, and it puts you in like the dominant position, and it shows that you have a backbone, but you're not like super butthurt about it. All right. Posting another guy on social media. If you guys are not dating, honestly, it's not a big deal. I don't really care. This stuff is not a big deal. She's probably not even thinking about you when she does it. Or, yeah, like in general, it's a sign that you guys are not serious and you should move on and still be dating other women, and you shouldn't care in general because you have so much abundance. Or it's one of those things where like if you guys are dating, like it's pretty fucking disrespectful. You should probably break up with her, to be honest, posting other guys on social media. Crossing boundaries. This is very, very difficult to deal with, mostly because most guys don't know how to set boundaries properly without coming off super fucking butthurt. All you have to do is be willing to genuinely walk away. Be willing to genuinely walk away in the situation. Like if you get to a point where a girl's crossing your boundaries consistently over and over and over, and you keep telling her, hey, this is a boundary for me, and she keeps crossing it, you need to break up with that girl straight up. But initially, if she tries crossing boundaries at first, what I would say within the first 1 to 3 dates, if she's crossing some boundaries, you just say, hey, this is my boundary. Like, don't do that. And then you just stop talking to her. You go full ghost and you don't talk to her anymore. Like if she does it more than once or twice, like that's it. Once she understands where the line is and she's constantly testing the line and she crosses it, you just need to walk away, and that's it. And most guys are not in enough abundance to actually do this. But yeah, I mean, this is like kind of just straight up a sign of disrespect, but it's also very difficult initially. Like when a girl crosses a boundary and she doesn't know it's a boundary yet, you just need to like set the boundary, let her know like, hey, don't do that. And then move on, move forward. And it's really not a big deal. It's like if I came up and I did something that you really didn't like my business partner, he doesn't like it when you wear shoes like in his apartment. And like one time I forgot to take off my shoes because I like normally would do that. And he never told me before. He's like, hey man, don't wear shoes in the house. And then from then on, I just like remembered. And I think one other time I forgot, and he's like, hey man, take your shoes off. I'm like, oh fuck, yeah, my bad. And then I just did it, right? But I'm not doing it purposely to like test the boundary, or else that would be weird, and you should probably never be around me ever again. Breaking up with you out of nowhere. This is just a sign of disrespect. If someone breaks up with you out of nowhere, fuck that person. They're a piece of shit. Fuck them. You know, we don't like them. They're going to go to hell for that. Yeah, fuck them. They suck. You're not my type. I think this is also probably advanced, honestly. I think you're not my type is kind of on the same level of like, I only date guys who blank, right? And it's just the same thing as like, well, I am now. You just kind of ignore it. But a lot of guys, again, they get deer in the headlights here. a lot of these, like I said, the final boss and the advanced ones, it's mostly that emotionally it's hard to not react in the moment. Checking your phone for too long. I'm going to put this in rookie difficulty. It's not hard. You just say, hey, get off your phone. That's all you have to do. And she's like, oh, but why? It's like, well, why are you on a date and you're just on your phone all the time, right? Not very hard. Okay, a real man would. Okay, if this is playful, this is really kind of rookie to deal with because it's so ridiculous. Like if a girl's like, a real man would blank, yeah, I guess I'm a woman. I'm transitioning now. And you just make a joke out of it and you move on. It's not a big deal. But if she actually says this to you, like in a relationship, fuck that, get the fuck out of there. That is really fucking bad. If you have a masculine feminine kind of dynamic in the relationship, it's very disrespectful. And she knows it's disrespectful as well. Spend more time with me. This is also final boss difficulty. When you really like a girl and sex is good and you want to hang out and have sex and hang out with like a girl that you really like, it's very hard to like do your own shit, but you need to have some bare minimum stuff that you always do consistently, like going to the gym, getting work done, even like working on passions and hobbies and projects or whatever. Like that kind of stuff is really important. Having your alone time, that kind of stuff is very, very important. Posting on our story while you're undelivered. You could say this is a sign of disinterest. I would just say if it is a shit test, it's very easy to deal with just because you act like it didn't happen. You don't care. It's not that big of a deal. I'm busy. I'm busy. She is not busy. She doesn't want to hang out with you. It's a sign of disinterest. That's just what it is. And finally, I have a boyfriend. This is like a rookie difficulty one. I'm going to tell you exactly how to handle this. So when a girl says she has a boyfriend, all you have to do is just say, oh, cool. How long you guys been together? Then she says, oh, blah, blah, blah. And you go, oh, cool. So it's not that serious. And when she says that, right? So if she says like, oh, a couple months, oh, cool. So it's not that serious. Then that's when you're going to get a real gauge, especially if you showed up confidently. This will never work if you're not confident, if you're not doing all the basics in your approach that I talk about on this channel. But that's when you're going to get a real vibe of how much does she actually have open in her mind that she could go on a date with another guy. Because a lot of times girls will say, I have a boyfriend, just out of like firewall response. Get this guy out of here, because most guys are not attractive. They don't know what they're doing. But if you can say this and you've been confident for the first couple minutes you talked to her, then she might be like, oh yeah, I guess it's not that serious. And then you can continue the interaction and it's not that big of a deal. All right. Let me know what you guys want to see from me in the future. If you want to see me do more tier lists, you want to see me do more breakdowns of whatever, let me know in the comments. What kind of content do you guys actually want to see from me? I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. With all the different advice out there on how to get better with women, how to improve your life as a man, how to looks max and smash your face with a hammer.
Fuck, that's starting to hurt, man. Let's do a little bit more.
And don't jerk off for 12 years and then you'll be some god that just will have life-changing results for you. There's all these different types of maxing, and you can max pretty much anything. And you're like, well, we only have a certain finite amount of time. So I found another tier list by YBC Too Cold, and I really like this idea for the tier list because we only have a certain amount of time to actually max out certain things in our lives to make our lives the best. You can't do all of these things. And so I'm going to rank them in terms of importance, and I am going to rank them in terms of how much it will somewhat benefit your life, but mostly how much it will help you with getting results with women. And this is based off coaching hundreds of guys. This is based on, talking to hundreds of thousands of people about their dating lives and having a following of over 500,000 people across like different platforms. So I know a lot of these different strategies. I'm going to rank each one based on how good they actually are. So let's get into it. The old faithful looks maxing. This is kind of worth it. The more autistic you get with this, the worse it is. The more you're smashing your face with a hammer and becoming anorexic to have the most chiseled jawline, and if you're mewing 12 hours a day, it becomes way less worth it. I think there are things on this list, and I'll get into it in a second, but there's things on the list that are so much more powerful than just looking better. You can say that like, oh yeah, but like your looks is like the first impression, but also how you carry yourself is the first impression. There's a lot of things that go into first impressions. And so I generally think that looks maxing, when you get too deep into it, honestly, it creates more insecurity and negative self-talk than anything. Just creates really low self-esteem. All the lowest self-esteem guys that I know that are the most insecure, they're all looks maxers. They're all looks maxers. I don't think that that's a surprise. And as soon as they get out of the whole looks maxing, freaking out about everything, and they just go to like some basics of like, I just want to look better as much as I can. As soon as they get to that point, then they're a lot happier in general, and they usually get better results with women, especially long-term in relationships. Because honestly, like when you have this insecure vibe about you, you're not going to be able to lock down a relationship with a girl that's actually really confident and feels good about herself with high self-esteem. It's just going to be girls that have sex with you because you look good, which can be cool, but ultimately it's empty. Gym maxing. Definitely worth it. Like, and I'm not talking about like getting fucking jacked and shredded. Okay. I'm not jacked and shredded. I'm just not fat. Okay. I think having some sort of muscle mass, not looking super skinny, not being super fat, those things really help you with just energy, feeling better about yourself, being able to carry yourself with better body language. Different clothes will fit you better. It'll be easier to max out your style, which we'll get to like style maxing in a second. But it's a lot better to work on this stuff early on, and it's something you just kind of always do. You're always going to want to be in shape. You're going to want to work out for hopefully the rest of your life and like be healthy and live a long life, especially if it's going to be a happy life with lots of girls in it. So yeah, gym maxing is really good. It's also a really good place to meet people and socialize too that have kind of similar goals in terms of self-improvement. Charisma maxing. Yeah, do this now. Charisma maxing not only will get you better with women, better than being jacked and in the gym, better than being a super sick looks maxer. It's going to get you way better results with women. It's going to get you invited to parties. It's going to give you access to women that you wouldn't have access to otherwise. You're going to have a lot more status, which we'll get into status in a second, but you're going to have a lot more status if you have more charisma, if you connect with people better. It's just so much better to have charisma. You can make videos online. You can do a lot of stuff with charisma. You just get a lot more opportunities in life in general. So charisma maxing is goated. It's like one of the best things you can do. It was like the first thing that I focused on, and I feel like I'm really happy with where my life is at right now. Like I'm 29, make pretty good money. I do what I love, and it's all because I focused on improving my charisma and how I show up day to day. Testosterone maxing. Only if you like it. If you like waking up and pounding 6 eggs and then eating pistachios before bed and perfectly optimizing everything about your testosterone and supplements, and it makes you feel good, really, really good. And it can be great because you like doing it. But this is really just kind of like a, it's cool. It's fine. But yeah, I mean, it's not really going to like actually make you significantly better with women. I know a lot of like super high testosterone alpha males that are like not very good with girls. they kind of are like the guys that only gym max or only looks max. Like they get one specific archetype of girl, and usually if you feel like you're high testosterone, you're gonna feel more confident because you're gonna feel more like a man. But you can also feel more like a man by doing shit that men do that make them feel good about themselves, rather than actually like having a high amount of a certain hormone. I've gotten my blood work done before. I don't have very high tests. I'm like 500, 400 nanograms per deciliter. Could definitely be improved by better diet, getting in better shape. But I feel pretty fucking good. And I've never, since I've fixed my game and my charisma, I have not really had any issues with getting girls. So in terms of getting girls, only do this if you like it. Personally, I don't actually think it's that helpful. Height maxing. So if you're putting the insoles in your shoes, it's worth it. If you're getting limb increasing surgery or something, it's not worth it, bro. It's not worth it. I will say it's worth it just because like wear some shoes that give you a couple inches of extra height. It can help with some more like external confidence, but in general, external confidence, it's never going to be the thing where you're like, do this now, because those things go away. If she catches you and you don't have your little heels in, your little booties, if you don't have those, then you're going to be short and you're going to have to fucking deal with it. So height maxing is worth it, but honestly, I'm going to put it kind of worth it. I think it's probably better than looks maxing, just because it can help a lot if you get a couple extra inches with like those inserts, but you should definitely not rely on it. A lot of these that are like in kind of worth it, I'm putting them there because the return on investment of your time, if you just like try to get lean for looks maxing, or you just put those insoles into your shoes, it is worth it because it's very fast. It's very easy. It's cheap. It's not hard. But as soon as you start doing surgeries, as soon as you start doing a bunch of bullshit, it is not worth it at fucking all. It's lame as fuck. There's no reason to do it. Size maxing. It's a waste of time, bro. Your thing, that gat you got on you, that is enough. Whatever you have is probably enough. And if it's not enough, then look up a video on how to fucking eat pussy. Like actually, it just takes a couple YouTube videos to learn how to actually get good in bed, guys. Like it's not that hard. You can do it pretty quickly. Also, if you get to a point where a lot of girls are seeing your dick, then you're probably doing a pretty good job in terms of women, and you can start working on some of those things like pleasing women in bed better so that they want to see you again, even if you don't have like a fucking huge, massive 12-inch BBC fucking schlong on you, okay? You don't need like a massive fucking dick, all right? It's fine. That's something that like, again, it's like a lot of these maxing things are from a guy's perspective. They seem like something that would be really fucking awesome to have. Like, oh, big tits. Like, I like big tits because I'm a guy. And so girls must like big dicks. And it's like, it doesn't really work that way. So I'm going to put that in waste of time. Not really worth it at all. Geomaxing. So this is like maxing out where you are in the world. I'm going to say if you're in the fucking podunk boonies and you're not anywhere near women, is absolutely worth it. Get to a city if you want to get better with dating. If you actually want to take it seriously, just get to a fucking city, bro. Like, you can work remote for most jobs. You need to leave your fucking hometown, get the fuck out of there, and you need to find a place that's good. Now, it doesn't make it an excuse if you're living in a shit town. I learned a lot of this stuff with Cold Approach living in a 100,000 person college town. So you can absolutely get better at this stuff without all of this bullshit of like moving to a new city. But I can tell you, as someone that like lives in a city now, it definitely is a lot easier to meet women when you're in a city and you have a lot of volume. Cope maxing. Cope maxing is basically just coping, like, oh, I'm just not good looking enough. Oh, I'm just not tall enough. This is an absolute waste of time. Focus on things that, I see a lot of guys in the comments do this. Focus on things that you actually can do to improve. If you're going to sit in the comments on a video complaining about how women don't like you because of X, Y, and Z, why the fuck are you not changing that thing? You're sitting at home feeling sorry for yourself. It's pathetic, and you know it's pathetic, and you feel pathetic writing it out. You're just so deep in your ego that you don't want to change anything. And at the end of the day, no one else except you has to live with the results of your own life and your own dating life and the girls that are, you're actually getting into your life. So cope maxing, waste of time. Game maxing. Do this now, obviously. Game is different from charisma in the sense that girls don't just like charismatic guys. They like guys with good game that know how to play the game. And it's not a game in the sense that it's manipulative, but it's a game in the sense that me and the girl that I'm talking to, we're playing the game together and we enjoy playing the game. And the game is actually fun when you learn how to play it. So learning game, learning what women are attracted to, learning how to elicit certain responses. She's doing the same shit for you. She's trying to do things. If she likes you, girls are going to try to do things that try to get you turned on or get you excited or get you to like them more. And if you can understand the game better, understand value, understand how to get women to come to you, dude, life is just so fun. And you're having fun with the girl as well. I think that's something that's really underestimated when it comes to like game maxing. Game maxing is super important. Influencer maxing. As somebody that has like 500,000-600,000 followers across all platforms, it's kind of worth it. Like, honestly, I think only if you're going to do something with it. If you're actually going to do something with your influence, if you're going to do something with a following, then it's worth it because you will get some results. But as a guy that does like dating content, I can tell you I don't think I've gotten a single girl from the dating content at all. I think I've slid into, I did a little test where I slid in like 50 girls' DMs. I think I got a couple responses, got one date from it, and it didn't really work out that well. I just haven't found that being a sick influencer, unless you're a gym influencer and you look really good, or you're like some sort of high status type of guy, but that's really more like status maxing, which we're about to get to. So I would say influencer maxing, really not that good. It depends on the type of influencer. I don't think having followers really does anything. I know a lot of guys that pay for 100K followers and they don't actually get girls from it because they don't have good game. They don't have good text game. They don't have good pictures. They don't have a good personal brand. You need a lot of things outside of just like being an influencer to make your personal brand work for dating. And a lot of times the stuff that makes it work for dating is usually not the stuff that gets you paid. I make a lot more money off my personal brand now that I don't care about like how girls perceive my shit. Status maxing can very quickly lead you down a very dark path. It can lead you down a dark path of, worrying too much about what does this mean for my status? What you should focus on when it comes to status maxing is making friends with attractive women, getting around attractive women, and getting access to scarce resources. This can be invites to parties. This can be status within the gym. Being friends with everybody in the gym gives you status. Being somebody that the hot girls in the gym come up to and they're friends with gives you status with the other hot girls that see those girls coming up to you. Status can be overall status, or it can be in a microcosm of just like one specific environment, and you can build status. So you can build status within a friend group. You can build status within like a gaming club. You can build status anywhere. And if you have status in that thing, then Like whether it's I'm the best gamer in my World of Warcraft guild, I actually got a lot of attention from girls that were like in my guild or like adjacent to my guild because I was like the best World of Warcraft player, which is fucking super wild. But you get a lot of attention when you're high status. But you just want to focus on like the things in my life, the pillars of my life that I have. I just want to be high status within those. And that's why just focusing on certain maxing areas I think is really important. Like if you're going to the gym a lot, max out that area, right? Max out your status in that area. If you are going out and cold approaching a lot, max out your status when it comes to how you portray yourself and inviting people to, if you're doing a lot of cold approach, invite a lot of girls to parties or nights out. Maximize your status within a bar, like make friends with the bartenders, make friends with the bouncers, like dap them up every time you see them. If you have status within these venues, you're going to have a lot better results with girls that you actually meet. No fap maxing. That's kind of worth it. Like if you don't jerk off for a long time, you're not going to hit like 12 days of not jerking off, not touching your little fucking wiener and being like, oh dude, I feel like a fucking new man. It's not going to happen. I would say like if you want to go 30 days without jerking off, great. But if you occasionally jerk off, occasionally you find like a weird Twitter thread or something, it's not really that big of a deal. I don't think that you should be freaking out about, oh my God, my streak. Then you just turn into a fucking incel dork that's just like stuck inside. Like you're borderline jerking off to the fact that you're not jerking off, and it's really weird and you're super obsessed with it. Style maxing. If you're doing the bare minimum, it's absolutely worth it. If you want to max it out, go full extreme, then only if you like it. Okay. If you're going full extreme with this, only do it if you like it. Because if you like style, if you like fashion, if you like dressing a certain way, it will help a lot and it does leave a better first impression. But there are some bare minimum basics that absolutely are worth it that you definitely want to be doing, like wearing nicely fitted shirts, always having accessories, like having a cheap watch, having a chain. Like these things really help. Tattoos, like that's part of, we'll get into archetype maxing in a second, I guess. But that's part of building your persona, building your character as, yourself in like a video game. So it is really powerful. Get rich quick maxing. Waste of time for getting girls. You're just gonna meet girls that love your bank account and not you. It's not really worth it. I do think getting money is really good, but like also getting rich quick, a lot of those people, man, like they lose their shit. They lose their fucking money and everything goes down the drain pretty quick. It leaves just as fast as it gets to you. So I would say waste of time. You should obviously focus on your career, try to build money. But also if you're trying to start a business, you're trying to build something, a little bit of entrepreneurial advice. I've been in this game for a long time, entrepreneurship, and like 5 years, which is really not that long in the grand scheme of things. But for most people, my business has been my main income for about 5 years. My best advice is like build something that you're proud of in the long run that is profitable. And as long as you can pay your bills off of it, you don't need to worry about getting rich. You just need to worry about being able to fund yourself building that thing for long enough. And then you will win and you will get rich. I'd much rather be sustainably rich when I'm 40 or 35 than super rich when I'm 22 and lose everything because I'm a fucking idiot, right? Social skills maxing. Do it now. Very good. Obviously, like talking to people, it's going to help with status maxing. I'm going to put status maxing at the highest, but obviously charisma maxing, game maxing, social skills maxing. These are all going to go into status maxing. They're going to increase your status within any environment that you're in. Volume maxing, also same thing. Maxing out the amount of volume of women that you date and the women that you talk to. Date as many women as you fucking can because you're going to have so much more confidence when you have experience. Finally, archetype maxing. Archetype maxing is definitely worth it. Archetype maxing is basically maxing out the archetype for who you are. So you're going to see over the next couple of years, I'm going to build out some more tattoos because I want to have more of like the funny, kind of like tatted, but not like super tatted badass guy, like the kind of funny, edgy, like nerdy, but like masculine, kind of attractive, funny guy, right? Like that's kind of my thing. For you, it might be like streetwear and like have chains and shit, Yeezys and stuff like that. For other guys, it might be, the super simplistic, like black t-shirt and black jeans and combat boots. My buddy Ed pulls that off really fucking well. For other guys, it might, and that's like more like quiet, brooding, not super outgoing type of vibe. You might want to go with more of like a, well-dressed professional archetype. Like that can also be attractive as well. Just find the archetype that you want to lean into and lean into it. And a lot of these things will actually help you lean into that. All right. So let me know, what maxing are you going to focus on right now going forward? If you want to work with me, you can apply below down with the link in the description. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.